Ticket Machine is the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation. No matter what you need a ticket for, border to border, coast to coast, the Ticket Machine is your ticket source. So whether you need to get into the hottest concerts, the best sporting events, you want the best seats in the house, or you just want to get in the door, when you want to go to any event that requires a ticket, anywhere, border to border, coast to coast, it's always theticketmachine.com. Theticketmachine.com, 517-655-3201. Check it out today at theticketmachine.com.
Crazy game. I thought we had the game in place right where we needed it to be in the fourth quarter, and then great job. I got a cough drop here, guys. Sorry. Then Minnesota does a great job coming back. We ran the ball effectively tonight, so that was a positive. Weather was a factor again. We had some penalties that hurt us, and obviously the turnovers. But we got a couple as well, so I thought our defense played very well until the end, and then all of a sudden, we couldn't stop six. Couldn't stop the quarterback scrambles. Those type of things, they got back in the game. But two big plays by Kari Willis and then by Cody White on the hands team. Hold on a second. I don't make the internet. Okay, but hey, I'm happy for the win. We're 5-1. We shut them down in terms of running the football. They got about 70 yards, 74 yards running the football, and we'll take it. We'll take it and go home. So I'll take some questions.
Mark, your offensive line in that third quarter, was that as dominant as they've played all year?
Yeah, I think they played well, and take away the holding call, we're down on the one again, and game's over, and probably punching in another one. So I thought LJ ran very effectively. I thought Madre did as well. So we ran the ball for almost 300 yards probably.
Is it days like today you're reminded of what LJ can be when he's really going?
Yeah, LJ, Madre. We held Gerald out today. I think you saw that Connor Hayward can be a guy, on kickoff return. He's got special abilities as well. So that was great to see. Had two big returns. So we've got some guys playing. We've got some guys doing good things. We just got to be able to, clean up some of the things off that always come up and bite you.
You went right back to LJ after the fumble this time. He ran on purpose on that drive. What did you talk to him right after that, or what was the moments? Can you describe the moments between then and the next drive?
No, I don't know. We're just riding the hot guy a little bit. We were really alternating both of those guys and understanding that it was wet, it was cold out there, and I don't think it was raining as much in the second half, but we just going back and forth. They're working at it.
I want to go to that last touchdown Minnesota scored because, Mark, the game's changing. Your guys the guys run out of bounds. They both let up, so they didn't get a penalty, and he cuts up field. You can't really blame them in that situation because
I still blame them.
Okay.
Yeah. I still blame them. I don't know if you saw my reaction there, but we got to hit the guy. We just pulled off him, and he just went right up the sideline. But I understand what their deal is too. But we still got to, we got to play aggressively.
Mark, the third quarter drive when you guys took about 9 minutes, a little more than 9 minutes off the clock. Joe was saying maybe the defense got a little stiff over there. Do you think that affected them a little bit with the way they played in the fourth quarter?
Oh, I don't know about that. We credit Minnesota. Credit made a change at quarterback, and he got out of some jams in terms of I thought we had him pinned up, and he got out of some jams and he flipped the ball or scrambled with it. So credit them. Coach Fleck doing a nice job. Keeps their guys believing, and and they played through the whistle. They played all the way.
You had a lot of questions coming into the year in special teams. You had a new kicker. You didn't know who was going to be a returner. Are you starting to find that? I know Matt missed that last field goal, but he hit some others, and looks like he's a guy who's confident in most situations.
Yeah, he's 3 out of 4, and I thought he was confident. We got down there. I wish we could have put those in there on touchdown drives, but it is what it is. And like I said, just happy to have a win.
What about Connor? What makes him the guy this week there?
Well, he's got great hands. I just felt like we've been watching him. He's got great hands. We played him a little bit last week, and he's got good running ability. He's a 220-pound guy back there. So he can bring it, and I just felt like we needed to change it up and go and give him an opportunity.
Mark, you talked about how you guys would answer this week. How would you say throughout the week and leading in today how well they did at that?
I'd say a 10 out of 10 in terms of our approach to this football game, knowing that we would have some adversity and would have to play through it, coming ready to play. What did we fumble the first play? Then fumbled the first snap on the punt, but we responded. And came back in through an interception, but we responded. First we went down and scored. to make it 7-3. And so there were a lot of positives in terms of just answering the bell, as I would say. You know, and you know, most games are pretty much like sort of a prize fight. I mean, you got to go round to round with everybody. I mean, there's good football teams in this conference. There are very well-coached football teams in this conference, and they play extremely hard in this conference.
Mark, you like to feature like a new wrinkle in the run game each week. It's been that way for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
What did you see today in the over the door for the toss sweep coming in, and how did you think that executed for you today?
Well, I thought that our offensive coaches did a good job, you know, deciding what they want to do, and we probably ran that 15 times at least, and got a lot of yardage out of it. And it was a way to get the ball on the perimeter, and we're always searching for ways to get the ball on the perimeter and then increase people so that they have to play all spectrums of our offense. Got to pass the ball a little bit more effectively, but I think the weather hampered that early in the game, and you know, then the score indicated and just dictated that we sort of grinded out. That was our thought process in the third and fourth quarter, grinded out.
Was Gerald nicked up, or was it just 2 running backs in a rhythm?
No, he was nicked up based on last week. He just was not 100%.
Minnesota making a change at quarterback, did that catch you off guard at all? And
Well, we thought maybe they'd play him, but I thought he came in and played very well. You know, he made some things happen, and he just made some plays. And, you know, he sort of got him going a little bit, got us on our heels a little bit, but, you know, like I said, take the win.
A couple of those were scramble throws. It looks like he's committed
Yeah.
to a scramble. Had he shown that? I know you don't have a lot of film on him, but
Well, he's a good athlete. We watched him in the spring game, you know, we go back pretty far to watch people, and, you know, we knew he was a good athlete. We knew that he could run the football.
and the scramble to throw element, which is kind of goes
Yeah,
a little bit.
you just don't know on that, but I thought he did a good job.
What was that
In other
delay,
words,
what was that delay like for you guys before the game?
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever really had one of those. I thought we've always sort of gone out, and, you know, but it was a little different. But again, we just kept saying, hey, we had to adjust. You know, this football's a game of adjustment, assessing what we do, and then repeating things. And just like the toss sweep, just repetition. They did some things repetition as well, and then we just kept, you know, like tell our football team, attack through.
can you put in
Yes, we
words
did.
being 5-1 and 3-0, 2 Big Ten road wins already, given the youth and the uncertainty entering the
Yeah.
season we had?
Well, I knew that we would come back and bounce back, and I knew that we had a football team that I was excited to be around and to coach, our coaches as well. We like each other. I think we play to each other's strengths as coaches, players, and players. Even last year, guys, I really didn't go into a game thinking, oh, we're going to lose this game. Every game we had a chance to win. We just couldn't close things out and couldn't finish, and we had some things that were going on, you know, on the field, you know, as far as different players playing and their inexperience or whatever the case. You know, we play against good football teams. So, you know, the difference between winning and losing, as we've seen these last couple of weeks, really the last 3 weeks, the difference between winning and losing is like that. You can cut it with a knife. It's inches, and we're finding the inches, just like we always have. We're now finding the inches again.
In your 11 years here, Mark, this is probably the best coaching job by your staff in the first half of the year. I'm just curious, are you able to sit back and really appreciate the job your staff's doing this year?
Yes, I am. I'm able to sit back and look at that and say, hey, our staff is coached them up. We always coach them up. We've always found a way to get guys going. We've always found a way to get guys coming to every football game ready to play. So our coaches have done a tremendous job. They have great relationships with their players, and they push them, and they coach in a positive way. So I'm not surprised about that at all. We are halfway through this. We're at the halfway point right now. So what we do now and between now and later, between now and the end of the season, really will sort of define us. And I understand that, but it's going to be 5-1. You know, it's going to be 5-1. When you're 5-1, the only way is up, only going up, and everybody's excited. And, you know, this might be the latest game we've ever played, unless it was a championship game of some sort.
you talked this week about hot hand at running back, and that you thought it was coming. Did you foresee it coming today?
Well, I didn't foresee it coming. We dictated that it would come. We basically insisted upon it.
They run the
Did
ball
you
pretty
have-
effectively coming into the game. What did you do to limit that today?
I thought we again played very well up front, square up front, and you know, our linebackers fit their gap. We get good, you know, we have good adjustments. I thought Coach Barnett called a great game. You know, we got guys in the right places. You know, especially when they tried to run the jet sweep, we shut that down. They got one run on it, and we played square. And we were gap oriented up front. You know, we handled our gaps. We did stunt some to try and, you know, change up gaps and things like that. But we've got some guys up front that can hold the point.
Did you feel like your ground game was due for a breakout game similar to this? Do you think that was coming?
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was necessary to come. I think it would, we are who we are. We've always been able to run the ball. And even the last couple games, we've run the ball, but our quarterback has run the ball, I think, a little bit more effectively. And we need to get our tailbacks running the ball downhill. And I thought we did that tonight.
Anything else for Coach?
It seemed like in the past defense, you guys had them covered most of the game.
Most of the game.
And then at the end, did they find something? They were finding things over the middle more later in the game. Did they
Yeah, he bought time. He bought time in the pocket. He was throwing the ball under duress, and he'd step up, and he would start to scramble, as you said, and he found somebody, and they hit the deep crease for the touchdown. And we had the guy doubled on the last touchdown, had him doubled. So how he got open remains to be seen. Like I said, is a little bit, now you see him, now you don't. I guess we played that coverage. But so we just got to go back. We got to fix some the things that hurt us. Probably are fixable, I would say. But credit Minnesota and their drive and what they were able to do. I'm talking about their motivation or their energy. They just kept playing, and that's what good football teams do. That's what good programs do.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.